What is going on, everybody? In today's video, I'll be going over 5 more players who I believe are very likely to be traded at or before the trade deadline, which is coming up very soon. You guys seem to really enjoy the first video I made, 7 players likely to be traded, and you should definitely check out that video as well if you have not seen it. And I will link it in the description below. Also, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you want to see my breakdowns and updates as these trades start happening. And without further ado, let's get it started with number 1. First up, Eric Staal. We started off last video with a Buffalo player, and we're doing it again in this one. Staal was traded to the Sabres in the offseason when the Minnesota Wild received Marcus Johansson in exchange for the 36-year-old. The Sabres are about as far as possible from the playoffs this season, and with Staal's contract expiring after this year, he appears to be in high demand as a potential rental addition. He has a cap hit of just $3.25 million, which makes him an affordable option for most teams. There have been rumors about a potential reunion for him in Carolina, but the Panthers, Penguins, Maple Leafs, and Oilers are all also interested. One thing with Staal is that he does have a 10-team no-trade list, and because of the 14-day quarantine issue in Canada, it has been said that most of the teams on that list are Canadian squads. Number 2, Kyle Palmieri. Palmieri's name has come up in trade talks for a few seasons now, but at the end of this season, his 5-year contract will expire. And with no extension in place with New Jersey, it seems that this may be the year he finally gets dealt. The goal-scoring winger has a cap hit of $4.65 million, which is definitely a hefty amount. The Bruins, Maple Leafs, Islanders, and Oilers are all teams that have shown interest in Palmieri, and it will be interesting to see if he does get shipped off and where to. The Devils will likely want a top prospect and/or a high draft pick in exchange for the former 30-goal scorer. Number 3, Devan Dubnyk. Dubnyk is the second goalie I've talked about in these videos so far, and is yet another player in the final year of his contract, which pays him $4.33 million per season. He was traded to the Sharks in an effort to bolster the team's goaltending and help share the load that Martin Jones was getting. The 6'6" netminder has actually played better than Jones this year, despite a much worse record and getting fewer games, but it hasn't made much of a difference on a pretty bad Sharks team. The 34-year-old also has a 10-team no-trade list, but apparently has said that he would waive it to go to a contending team. The Avalanche, Oilers, and Capitals appear to be the teams linked to Dubnyk so far. Number 4, David Savard. Teams are always looking for extra help on the back end when gearing up for a playoff run, which is why it seems very likely Blue Jackets defenseman David Savard may very well be traded this season as well. You guessed it, Savard is another player who's in the final year of his contract and becomes a UFA at the end of the season. He has a $4.25 million cap hit, which may be a bit pricey for some teams, and practically no one in Columbus is having a good year, and Savard is no exception, potentially making his trade value a bit less than it would usually be. Either way, he is still a capable top 4 guy who is still only 30 years old and is a coveted right-handed shot. The Maple Leafs and Philadelphia Flyers are 2 teams that will be looking for help on defense and could try to add Savard. Number 5, Jake DeBrusk. For me, DeBrusk is the most intriguing name in today's video, and I'm still not completely sold on him being traded this year. But I know many of you guys down in the comments on the last video mentioned DeBrusk, and with him having a down season so far, he could very well benefit from a change of scenery. And Boston is in desperate need of some secondary scoring. DeBrusk is still only 24 years old and is a former first-round pick who has 2 40-point seasons under his belt in the NHL, including one where he scored 27 goals. He has this year and next on a cap hit and average annual value of $3.675 million. And you'd have to think that the only way Boston would trade him would be if they get another proven NHL goal scorer back in return. It will almost certainly be a quote-unquote hockey trade if it does happen this season. There could certainly be many teams interested in him with a very affordable contract and lots of talent, but no teams have officially been linked just yet. Please comment down below which of these guys you think will be traded and where to. I really love hearing your guys' thoughts in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.